They conquered Egypt. One of them was the richest man in recorded human history. Another stopped an empire that had swept across 3 continents. History gave them a footnote, sometimes not even that. 5 empires, 5 erasures. Here is what actually happened. In 747 BC, an army marched out of the Sudanese desert and conquered Egypt. Not an outsider, not a foreign invader, its neighbor, the kingdom of Kush, the civilization Egypt had spent centuries treating as lesser. Kush had over 200 pyramids, more than Egypt, sharper, denser, still standing today in the Sudanese desert, largely unknown to the Western world. Its own written language has never been fully deciphered. History calls it a footnote to Egypt. For 1 century, it was Egypt. Everything known about Carthage was written by Rome. Consider what that means. Hannibal Barca Alca crossed the Alps and annihilated 70,000 Roman soldiers in a single afternoon at Cannae, a battle still studied in military academies today. Rome never forgot. In 146 BC, Rome burned Carthage to the ground, sold its people into slavery, destroyed every record it could find. A city of 700,000 people, a maritime republic with trade routes from West Africa to the British Isles. Gone completely. And the only story that survived was Rome's. But here is where it gets strange. Every empire on this list was erased the same way, not through military defeat, through the deliberate act of whoever wrote what came after. Watch for it. Rome listed 4 great powers of the ancient world: Rome, Persia, China, and Aksum. The Aksumite Empire, modern-day Ethiopia, controlled the Red Sea trade corridor. Every luxury good moving between the Mediterranean and India passed through its ports. It was one of the earliest Christian states on earth, converting in 330 AD. Its stone obelisks, carved from single granite blocks, some over 30 meters tall, still stand today. One of them was taken by Mussolini as a war trophy in 1937. It was not returned until 2008. History curricula give it, at best, a paragraph. In the 8th century, the Umayyad Caliphate had swept from Arabia across North Africa, through Spain, deep into Central Asia. One empire stopped them: the Khazar Khaganate, based in the modern-day Caucasus, held the northern line. Edward Gibbon wrote that without the Khazars, Islamic teachings might have reached the schools of Oxford centuries earlier. They held the line. They controlled the northern Silk Road for 3 centuries. And then, in one of history's strangest decisions, their ruling elite converted, not to Christianity, not to Islam, but to Judaism. No political sponsor, no military advantage, simply a choice. The Khazars collapsed in the 10th century. No texts survived, no buildings, no art. An empire that stopped a caliphate, gone completely. In 1324, a man left Mali on a pilgrimage to Mecca. He traveled with 60,000 men, 500 gold-staffed heralds, and 100 camels, each carrying 136 kilograms of gold dust. His name was Mansa Musa, by any serious economic analysis, the wealthiest individual in recorded human history. When his caravan passed through Cairo, he distributed so much gold that prices across the Mediterranean collapsed. A single man destabilized 2 continents by passing through. His city of Timbuktu held a university with 50,000 students. Scholars came from Egypt, Spain, Arabia to study there. Western culture reduced Timbuktu to a metaphor for the middle of nowhere. In the 14th century, it was one of the most educated cities on earth. 5 empires. 1 conquered Egypt, 1 stopped a caliphate, 1 rivaled Rome, and Rome made sure no one would remember it. 1 built libraries Europe would not match for 3 centuries. 1 man held half the world's gold. History is not the past. It is the version of the past that survived. And survival, as these 5 empires prove, is not always a matter of strength. Sometimes it is simply a matter of who gets to write it down.